السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على شرف المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد. Those of you, my brothers and sisters, who are considering now that the month of Ramadan is drawing to an end, those of you who are involved in sins, and those of you that would not worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala except a little, and those of you who saw the month of Ramadan as an opportunity to worship Allah, and then after the month of Ramadan to return back to the path of misguidance and sin and transgression, then you need to listen. Listen to those who entered the month of Ramadan seeking to worship Allah, and they intend at the end of the month of Ramadan to return back to sin and transgression. Shaykh al-Fawzan hafidhahullah ta'ala mentions that the month of Ramadan, that when it comes to an end, some people think that it has died, that the time of worship has died as the month of Ramadan has come to an end. And whomsoever worships Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then know that Allah is the ever-living and He never dies. Though the month of Ramadan comes to an end, then Allah is Hayyun La Yamut. He is the ever-living and He does not die. He is Ar-Raqib over you, and He continues to watch you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not just watch you in the month of Ramadan, and in the nights of Ramadan, and in the days of Ramadan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is As-Sami'ul Basir Ar-Raqib, that He is the all-hearer, the all-seer, the all-watcher. Al-Alim Al-Khabir, and He is the all-knower and the all-aware and well-acquainted with everything that you do. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not command you just to worship Him in the month of Ramadan, but rather that you continue with your worship throughout all of the time periods of your life up until you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some people, they worship Allah only in the month of Ramadan. In the month of Ramadan they pray, and they will go to the masjid, and they will read the Quran, and they will give sadaqah from their wealth. And when the month of Ramadan ends, they return back to their laziness and to their disobedience. And they may even abandon the salah altogether and the Jum'ah altogether, destroying that which they had built in the month of Ramadan. So they nullify their piety by this abandonment at the end of the month of Ramadan. And it is as if that they believe that their ijtihad, that their striving in the month of Ramadan, that it wipes away all of their sins. Meaning that it doesn't matter what you do for the rest of the year. If I worship in the month of Ramadan, then I don't have to worship the rest of the year, because the month of Ramadan will wipe away everything else that I do from the destructive sins. So then they decide and they come to a conclusion that they will abandon the obligations and that they will indulge in those things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forbidden. And they do not realize that those sins that are expiated by the month of Ramadan, that they are sins that are restricted. So long as a person abandons the major sins, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive you that which comes in between every Ramadan. This is why we find in the Quran that those beautiful words of Allah, إِن تَجْتَنِبُوا كَبَائِرَ مَا تُنْهَوْنَ عَنْهُ نُكَفِّرْ عَنْكُمْ سَيِّئَاتِكُمْ. That if you keep away from the major sins, zina, music, lying, slander, stealing, you keep away from those, in tajtanibu kaba'ir, if you keep away from the major sins, those which Allah has forbidden for you, nukaffir ankum sayyi'atikum, then we shall expiate for you your errors and your shortcomings. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, as-salawatul khams, the 5 daily prayers, a Jum'ah to a Jum'ah, a Ramadan to a Ramadan, is an expiation of whatever occurs between them, so long as the major sins are abandoned and kept away from. And any sin other than shirk, any major sin other than shirk, which is of course the abandonment of the worship of Allah and the worship of others besides Allah. So any sin other than shirk, then which of those sins is greater than the one who leaves off the prayer? So some people, they leave off the salah, and that is a habit of theirs. Habitually they don't pray. And this is what you find with some of the people. So these people, their striving in the month of Ramadan does not benefit them with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If they are individuals who abandon the prayer, and they take the major sins as the norm, and they abandon the obligations, and they fall into the muharramat, or they fall into that which is forbidden. And some of the Salaf, some of the early scholars, they were asked about a group of people who strive in the month of Ramadan, but when Ramadan comes to an end, then they lose out and they give up their good deeds, and they give up the obligations, and they indulge in sins. So those Salaf, they used to say that what a wretched people, they do not know Allah except in the month of Ramadan. They do not acquaint themselves with Allah except in the month of Ramadan. Because of the fact that the one who knows Allah and is acquainted with Allah, then he fears Allah not only in Ramadan but in every other month. So the salah is not only for Ramadan. Piety is not only for Ramadan. Your beard is not only for Ramadan. You're not Ramadan Muslims. We are not like the Christians who remember God maybe at Christmas or at Easter. We are Muslims who remember Allah throughout the days and our nights up until we meet Him subhanahu wa ta'ala.